Welcome to Epic Genealogy. I'm Mark, and I didn't expect to do this. This is a complete surprise, but it's not one of those where I found something awful. Well, there's something bad. There's something really bad, but the historical value here, and that it is something that we should always remember. So, yes, it was bad. It was a tragedy, but it was part of a much larger part of history that should not ever be ignored and forgotten. So that's what I want to get to. So I did a previous video regarding the carpetbaggers, which I found totally by accident, and how there was a group grave because 6 soldiers were killed on a night flight helping the French Nazi resistance during the Lorraine campaign in 1944. It was while doing the research for that video that I stumbled upon this, and this is a list, a partial list of the New York soldiers who were killed in action. I did look, I wanted to see if there was a Randazzo, and there was no relation, and he was from Brooklyn. I hard to believe there was only one, but it could just be the particular list that I'm looking at. So I wanted to see if there was more. Possibly if there was somebody that may actually be related to me. And I didn't find that, but I found something just spectacular. If you come down here, I noticed there was an Amato. Now, I know, Amato was one of the most common names in Sicily. I get it. He is living on Knickerbocker Avenue in Brooklyn. And interesting enough is the first name, Harry Amato? What? And he was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps. And it has his parents listed, Lawrence Amato, which was probably Lorenzo. And 428 Knickerbocker Avenue in Brooklyn. Okay? And there was a bit of information. So I was able to find this. His father's World War II draft record. And if you see here, it's the same guy, 428 Knickerbocker Avenue. And not from Carini. He's from Menfi. Now, Menfi is actually in Agrigento, which is the southern part of Italy. Not that far from Palermo, but my point here was, but still, Lawrence or Lorenzo Amato was a Sicilian immigrant living in Brooklyn. And as we see, his son, Harry, was killed during World War II. And it's where, which was so incredible. This is actually a picture of Corporal Harry Nicholas Amato on Find a Grave, which whoever did this did a fantastic job. So if you see here, this is what got me. He died at the Battle of Iwo Jima. Now, of course, the Battle of Iwo Jima was 36 days long and was one of the worst battles in the Pacific. I think that the Battle of Okinawa was longer and was probably just as brutal. Like it says here, each side had over 20,000 casualties in the battle. And of course, Harry Nicholas Amato, sadly, was one of them. But, see, the battle for Iwo Jima was incredible. I remember seeing that as a kid. And that's maybe why it has such an impact on me. I was a little kid, and I actually liked the John Wayne character. So, and I don't feel bad about having a spoiler that's like, 60 years or more out. But I was just horrified that right at the end of the movie, John Wayne gets shot. Oh, that sucked. But Iwo Jima was a really, really important battle that needed to be won by the United States. And so if we go through here, Harry Nicholas, and he wasn't born in Brooklyn, but he's born in Virginia. And he did get the Silver Star. And there is a letter here. It's not the best picture. You can't really read it. But this is incredible what happened. The President of the United States of America, you have to bear with me. You're going to have to hear me read this. The President of the United States of America takes pride in presenting the Silver Star posthumously to Corporal Harry Nicholas Amato, United States Marine Corps Reserve, for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action while serving as a group leader in Company A, 1st Battalion, 26th Marines, 5th Marine Division, in action against enemy Japanese forces on Iwo Jima Volcano Islands from 21 February to 16 March 1945. So he died on the 16th of March, 1945. So he fought almost to the end of the battle. So let's see, when did it actually stop? So the battle lasted till March 25th, and Corporal Amato was killed just 9 days before that. Now, this is incredible here. Sustaining painful leg wounds under the enemy's intense mortar and artillery barrages on the night of 21 February, Corporal Amato steadfastly refused evacuation, and this is tough to read, and dauntlessly led his group in a series of hand-to-hand struggles with the Japanese. You see why he got the Silver Star. Evacuated on the following day, he returned to the battlefront within a week, to fight relentlessly against the obstinate hostile resistance until wounded for the second time while leading a determined assault. An indomitable fighter, he was back in the thick of battle 2 days later and continued to wage a bitter offensive despite the desperate odds. And he'd been wounded twice, felled by enemy machine gun fire on March 16th as he led a smashing drive against a heavily fortified Japanese installation. Corporal Amato, by his inspiring leadership and sustained aggressiveness throughout critical stages of the action, had contributed materially to the effectiveness of his company's operations against the vital outpost of the Japanese Empire. And his outstanding valor in the face of great personal danger upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. He gallantly gave his life for his country. And so the Silver Star, just to be quick, so you know what we're talking about, the Silver Star is the United States Armed Forces' third highest military decoration for valor in combat. That's what we know about this son of Sicilian immigrants. Wow. I was not, when I found his name on here, there's no indication of what a man he was. And while he was not there to raise either of the flags, as a leader, a tenacious leader of his company, helped materially in the American victory, which had to happen. I'm not going to go into all the, it was really strategically important. That and the Battle of Okinawa, some of the worst battles, probably the 2 worst battles in the Pacific. Harry Nicholas Amato, a real American war hero who should not be forgotten. And I always have to mention, I already mentioned it, the valiant son of Sicilian immigrants. A very important part. And all the immigrants played a very important role in securing a win for the United States and the Allies. This particular one, I have read a lot of war stories, and this was, wow. This was something. So in memory of this indomitable fighter who helped lead the United States Marines to victory in Iwo Jima. So let's never forget Corporal Amato, who got the Silver Star for his incredible efforts and who gave his own life to help win the war in World War II. So that's going to do it for this particular video. I'm going to be doing what I can to get more videos like this. So if you have a story, if you have something similar that happened in your family, let me know in the comments. I love to always read stories like that. Thanks for watching, and you know what comes next.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.